Hello, welcome to Aeromedical Wellness, and thanks for coming and checking us out today. I have a little prop here that I want you to take a peek at. This is what 5 pounds of adipose or fat tissue look like, and can you imagine what this is around our midsection and what it can do? All right, so we're going to kind of discuss that a little bit. The issue that I have is not necessarily that people are overweight in terms of body image. I think that we should all have a positive self-image of ourselves. No, it doesn't matter what skin we're in, but it's the health consequences that I really want to help with. And I also want to review the reasons that we can have some obesity issues. A lot of us are very self-aware, right? We tend to identify our body and things that can actually make it worse or help it. However, most people don't realize that obesity is actually an internal issue predominantly. We all think that we need more willpower. Doesn't matter who you are, you need more willpower from many different things, whether it be food, whether it be alcohol, whether it be, overactivity, different things that can't settle us down. However, obesity, what I find is that most people take a personal blame to that. And that just kills me because most people are not aware that there's a lot of internal problems that are actually affecting you. And those things we need to identify as a good provider, as a good physician, to help you figure out what's going on. Most people do not realize that there's actually insulin resistance, which causes significant weight gain over a period of time. And it's kind of like a light switch, right? So when you flip that switch up and you have insulin resistance, it's not easy to flip it back down. You need to know what your body is doing. You need to know how to feed your body. You need to know if there's any medications that are warranted or needed, because literally women can attest to this. Once you have children, your body has changed. There is no going backwards. It's that. And you have to love your new body. And this is the same thing with insulin resistance. Once you plop that button up, there is no plopping it down. But the benefit of knowledge is power. We can help you. We can help with your weight loss, because as insulin resistance happens, it actually increases your risk of more cancers and things down the line. And we literally want to help stop that. The next thing is a lot of women, especially after the age of 35 to 40, start developing hormone deficiencies. Now, when you go to your OBGYN or you go to your primary care doctor and you say, hey, I need my levels checked, there is some limitations in terms of what insurance will allow us to do in regular practices. There's a difference in terms of if you go to a different type of concierge practice, but they don't necessarily go 100% with your insurance, so it's kind of difficult. So if your primary care doctor says, hey, I can't do this, or your OBGYN says, hey, we have limitations, there's a reason for that. Insurance does rule the world, unfortunately. However, in our clinic, since we don't deal with that necessarily, we actually have in-house testing, saliva testing that we do send out and stuff like that. We realize that many women over the age of 35 to 40 have an estrogen dominance. But that estrogen dominance is actually related to a progesterone deficiency. And so if you don't get your progesterone replaced properly, then we have an issue. Now, progesterone, there's 2 different types. There's the natural or BHRT, or there's the synthetic, right, the progestin. Many people take the progestin, and most women do have issues with the progestin in terms of side effects, and they tend to get off of it. Doesn't mean that everybody, but most do. However, the natural progesterone does not have those significant side effects and has very positive benefits. The thing about taking progesterone is different in that if you take it oral, it helps with your insomnia, which is difficulties to sleep. But if you take it by topical, that actually helps with your progesterone deficiency and many of your symptoms that you're dealing with. There are other issues in terms of weight gain, especially for men as well, DHEA, testosterone, etc. So those definitely need to be evaluated as well. And what's funny is most people don't realize that there's vitamin deficiencies that can affect you too. For instance, vitamin D level that is low is linked to multiple different things, to include depression, obesity, etc. Vitamin B12, the reason why you get that injection, if you look at many of the weight loss clinics around there, is because it actually decreases your hunger. So that's important. If you're vitamin B deficient, that's not going to help either. And many people who are diabetic don't realize when you take your metformin, which is an extremely good pill, by the way, it helps decrease insulin resistance as well, that you're supposed to take a vitamin B12 with it because it can naturally cause a vitamin B12 deficiency. So these are just a small snippet of what causes weight gain. And I really want everyone out there to realize that it's not a personal issue. It is a problem for much of the population that we have changed over a period of time in course, and we have actually developed a light switch basically that flips on. And if you don't have that knowledge, to flip it off is very difficult. But when you do, you find your new you, and you feel comfortable with your body, and you feel at peace, and your levels, your hormones will be level, and literally it makes you feel so much, I would say, lighter and better, because knowledge is power. All right. Well, have a great day. Thank you.